Oh, what a day. See me and Julio down by the schoolyard. That's what it's all about. We're live. Let's do this thing, people. Tuesday, Tuesday night, Tuesday night, little Bryce Boudreaux Show action coming at you live. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Bryce Boudreaux Show. My name is Bryce Boudreaux, and this is my show. I think I just came up with a brand new intro. Anyways, what is everybody thinking about this blue background? I know it's something new, and I know people are resistant to change. What do you think about it? Holler at me. Let me know what you think. Lots of stuff to get into tonight. It's going to be a pretty busy episode. Um, it was a fun weekend, and I guess we can jump into it. Shout out to everybody tuning in and watching. A late one. Last week we went on late, and we had my most viewed episode of the Bryce Boudreaux Show ever was last week. So big shout out everybody that tuned in. But had a big weekend. I went to Baton Rouge on Friday night. How do I normally start this? Totally forgot. Do I thank any sponsors? No, because I don't have any. But if you want to sponsor the show, sponsoring the show is easy. Shoot me a message, and we'll get you lined out and more affordable than what you think. Ooh, first things first, before we get into the show, uh, oh boy, what's going on here? Hold on one second. Bro, what? This can't be real. Okay, so behind the scenes, uh so we have a storm of brewing right now, ladies and gentlemen. So I wanted to give a big shout out to my boys, Carter Semino and Acadiana Cast. I'm actually watching the clip of me on Acadiana Cast right now. I don't know if you can see that, but that's me talking on Acadiana Cast with Carter Semino. They just uploaded a clip from the episode that we did, which is doing great numbers right now. If you haven't seen it yet, go look it up. Bryce Boudreaux on the Acadiana Cast. Had a lot of fun. One of the greatest interviews I've ever done. We literally covered everything for my entire career. But there was a clip that was shared. It's making its rounds right now, which I love. And it's me talking about a situation where I announced at a promotion, and after I was announcing the fighter, and the fighter never showed up. Come to find out, the guy was in the process of getting arrested. Promotion worked out some things for him to go out there and fight. He got his ass knocked out, and then go back and they put the cuffs on him. They brought him to jail. But Sean King was the guy that knocked this guy out, and Sean King is out there saying, "Let me tell my side of the story." And I'm down. I would love to hear Sean King's side of the story. I mean, all Sean King did do was he just knocked that dude out in front of his hometown. So and the whole building paid to see him. Anyways, it's a great day to be alive. Shout out if you haven't. Oh my god, I got something in my eye. It hurts. Ow. If you haven't done it yet, go check that out. Acadiana Cast with Carter Semino. A great interview that I did. One of the greatest interviews I've ever did. One of the greatest podcasts I've ever done. Was Acadiana Cast with Carter Semino. Acadiana Cast with Bryce Boudreaux. Look it up on YouTube. I know I keep saying it fast. Acadiana Cast, Acadiana Cast, Acadiana Cast. It's hard to say. It's hard to say if you're saying it fast. Anyways, so shout out everybody tuning in. It's going to be a late night episode tonight on the Bryce Boudreaux Show. Just joining, make sure you leave a comment, leave a like. It's free, and literally it takes zero effort to do. Leave a comment, leave a like, say what's up. I'm not going to bite. It's literally me, and you know me. So shout out if you're watching. Had a great weekend. Went to Baton Rouge this past weekend. Was a part of probably one of the funnest events of my entire career. That was Gloves for Gleason. Of course, you remember we talked about it last week on the show. We had Kyle Ogier, the organizer and promoter of Gloves for Gleason, on the show. Let's see. Yeah, that was their logo right there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool right there. All about number 37, Steve Gleason. That's what the proceeds went to. Was fighting against the ALS. A little bit more gloves for Gleason. There's a poster right there. Boom. Yeah, so we had Kyle Ogier on the show last week, and apparently Kyle Ogier was a hot commodity. I got great views on that, and so I was pretty proud about the way that one performed. I was kind of shocked. We lost power several times during the interview. I did. It was all my fault, but it's okay. We had a great interview last week. The hype up gloves for Gleason. It was a sold out show. We were live from Texas Club in Baton Rouge, historic Texas Club. I'll talk about Texas Club a little bit more here in a second because it's got a great story, and I don't think it gets talked about enough. Um, so we were at Texas Club, sold out. This is all for gloves for Gleason. I mean, it was nothing but college kids, right? So it was nothing but LSU fraternities that were in the crowd. And we weren't legally supposed to say that they were actual fraternity and fraternity members that were boxing each other, but it was just kind of known. And so it was all the fraternities, and like there was a dress code. So it was like all the fraternities dressed sports coats, khakis, formal wear. The girls were dressed in the sororities dressed, nice dresses, high heels, whatever. So everybody was dressed extremely nice, and that was very impressive. Just goes to show you the organization that Carter Semino has. Not Carter Semino, Kyle Ogier had at his event. And he ran a great event. It was a home run. It was an absolute success. I think the biggest question is, so when's the next one and where are we doing it at? And I guarantee we'll do it at Texas Club, but we'll do it even bigger because now we know the power that we have. And it was an absolute success. I actually talked to Kyle just a few hours ago through text, and he said, we raised a lot of money. It was an absolute success. I can't not do another one. So they're going to do another one. A few picks from the event. Let's go. Let's look at it. Okay. Shout out. Yeah, that was me announcing a fighter. Okay. Here's another one. That's a good shot right there from the stage. It's me in the middle. I think that's Carter right there standing next to me. Nope. No, it's not. It's two fighters. Wonderful ring girls from Murphy's, by the way. There's me, center ring. Pretty cool. I think Murphy's also was the photographers of the night. Great competition all around. That goes to show you right there. That's what everybody was dressed as. I mean, they were wild. They were a wild bunch. It was a wild crowd. Look how crazy those kids are. And they had a blast. It was a really fun event. It really was. Like I said, it was the funniest event of the night. And this is how I knew it was going to be fun. As soon as I stepped onto the ring on the apron side, as I'm getting through the ropes, the crowd starts to roar like, oh, and they all start cheering. And it's like, I looked around and I'm like, bruh, they're cheering for me just getting in the ring. Yeah, and they're like, dude, and like they're losing it. It's awesome. And so as I'm getting into the ring, I look around at the ring girls from Murphy's are with me as well. And I just kind of glance around and I wait and I just do they're roaring. I mean, they're cheering loud. And I'm like, man, this is unreal. This is pretty cool. And I'm looking at everybody and I just say, ladies and gentlemen, whole crowd. It's like throwing a match on a fire, like match on a gasoline. And and crowd was losing it. And I'm like, this is, oh my God, they're loud. Like they're ready for this. And they're well liquored up. They were drinking. They're at a bar. It's the world's most famous honky tonk. Texas Club. So yeah, I mean they were drinking heavy. It was flowing. Everybody was getting served pretty well. And then I go to start the show. I said, ladies and gentlemen, at this time we'd like to begin the show. We'd like to honor America with the playing of our national anthem. So they play a recording of the anthem. You can't even hear it. Everybody's singing the anthem at the top of their lungs. It's like the U.S. Navy choir is singing the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see? It was incredible. And I'm like, oh my God. They are loud. This is the greatest national anthem ever. Everybody's singing it in unison. No, most shows, nobody's singing it, it's whatever. And then it hits me. Oh my God, these are LSU fraternities. These are LSU students. There's only one thing that can happen at the end of this national anthem. And those who don't know, I'll smarten you up. As a diehard LSU fan myself, Bryce Boudreaux, that's no secret. I've been to several LSU sporting events. And there is a tradition that happens when the national anthem is played. At the end of the national anthem, whenever they say, "And the home of the brave." Well, other than the home of the brave at LSU games, LSU fans say, "And the home of the Tigers." And it's really cool. I mean, the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs do it, and it's whatever. There are a couple of teams have done it throughout, in history, but LSU, I think, takes the cake. And so as we're doing this national anthem, I'm like, oh my God, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. And you can hear them get really loud. And the home of the, and I was like, oh, let's go. And I did it with them. Tigers. And then I was like, let's do this thing. This is going to be great. And I was right. It was an awesome event. We had an absolute blast. The competition was great. What was really cool was the crowd was pretty separated as far as the fraternities. So like each guy was representing a specific fraternity. Legally, we weren't supposed to say what fraternity they were representing. The crowd just knew. So each fighter that came out, the crowd's like either cheering him because like that's their boy, or they're chanting their fraternity name, KA whatever Pike or whatever, or they're booing the fighter and they're flipping him off because that's like the rival fraternity guy. So it was really cool. They had a guy, his nickname was the Chef, and his whole section was holding up signs that said, "Yes, Chef. Yes, Chef." So it was pretty cool. They all had their own little thing. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Shout out to everybody watching, man. Love to see it. Who's here? Leave a comment. I mean, Jesus, it's free. Leave a comment, folks. I wish I could pull up who liked this, but sadly it won't let me. Oh well. Sorry about it. Hold on. Let's find out. Aha, my cousin Allison. What's up? Thanks for tuning in. Late night. Shout out to everybody watching though. We definitely do appreciate it. Yeah, so had a great weekend this weekend in Baton Rouge. I went to a local establishment, got to hang out with good brother in Baton Rouge, Kirkland Delan. I forget how you say it, but good brother works for Marucci Bats. Maybe a Bryce Boudreaux custom bat on the way from Marucci. So the number one baseball provider in the world. Maybe get a Bryce Boudreaux custom baseball bat. We were talking about that. That's what he does. So if you ever see country music superstars holding holding a baseball bat, it came from Marucci and it came from Kirkland. So they're looking to do a Bryce Boudreaux custom. So we'll see what happens. Marucci also did the famous pencil bat that you're seeing go viral right now. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I went to a local establishment, Ivar's. It was pretty cool. Local place, whatever. St. Patrick's Day parade was like the following day, so it was all wild. Fun story. All right, I'll tell a story from the road, just to convince people why the road is awesome and the road sucks. I was staying at the Holiday Inn off of an airline. That's like right where they filmed the movie Everybody's All American. There's a scene in there where like they come back home and he's like, "This is the old South," and you see Airline Highway. That was Airline Highway. And so I was staying at this Holiday Inn, right? And it's a beautiful. I've stayed there. I was a kid staying there for LSU games. It's a massive Holiday Inn. And I go up to my room and it's time to go to the show. And I get into the elevator and there's this older couple that's in there. And there's some type of church conference going on at the hotel. I don't know what it is. It's like a women's church conference. I get in the escalator or the elevator, however you call it. And I'm in there and they're just these two old people. They're just there. We flip to like the next floor and in walks a couple carrying a luggage cart. They come in. Here we go. So now we have 5 people in a luggage cart in an elevator. So then we go down to the next floor. Door opens. 2 older ladies say, "Can we fit?" And come on in. So here they come. They squeeze in. And I'm like, oh my God, there's a lot of people. At this point, I'm like up against the wall in the corner, like, and then all of a sudden we get to another floor. 2 more people get in. Or they try to get in. Can we come in? And I'm like, no, it's full. And like people are like, oh, we can make room. Stories from the road. I got crammed in this elevator. I had this woman's makeup like on my shoulder of my suit. I had to wipe it off. Yeah, like what's the like you do know there's another elevator coming, right? You do know there is more elevators than just one here. There's 2 cars. And all you got to do is walk down the stairs if you don't if you can't get on the elevator. I mean, weird. It was like some type of convention, Jesus convention, something like that. So, yeah, anyways. Here we go. Jacob Pellingren, you know I'm here. No life after dark in West Texas, unless you're looking for trouble. Shout out Jacob Pellingren. Speaking of West Texas, what's up with the weather, brother? What's up with these damn windstorms in West Texas? What's going on? Old Terry Funk will be rolling in his grave. Literally, because the wind was so strong. I mean, it's enough to blow over a big Texan steak from the big Texan steakhouse. I'm shocked the wind didn't blow over those cars that are stuck in the ground up there in Amarillo. Or that big foot. What's that monument they have in the middle of the desert? Isn't it like cars or is it like a big foot in Amarillo? I could be wrong. Jacob Pellingren should know. He's out there in West, or he could be in Odessa. I really don't know. If you're watching, leave a comment and I'll read it. It's literally just say hey or something. I really would appreciate it. It'd be nice, you know. Nobody here. We got 3 viewers. Here we go. Jacob Pellingren. Holy smokes. Here's our West Texas weather report from Jacob Pellingren. Holy smokes, I couldn't see it today on my way back to Midland. It's rocking my camper now. Oh my God. I'd evacuate. I'd evacuate. Getting seasick, he says. Jacob Pellingren, our weather correspondent out in West Texas. As you know, they're getting hit by windstorms, so prayers for West Texas. And if you were affected by this weather, I know my friends up there in St. Louis at Nemesis Fighting Alliance, Brad and Marlene, they got hit by a tornado. So Godspeed. I mean, it's just it just sucks. And like they were doing a show and they got hit by a tornado. Crazy. My buddy Mike Kendall that always announces for him up there. He was leaving like Denver, or he went from Omaha to Denver. And he said he was at the airport and he looks out the window at the airport. There's a plane on fire. Made world news. Plane catches fire at Denver airport. Gets on the plane, heads to St. Louis. Has the show that night for NFA. And he gets on the mic and the show's going. And then all of a sudden, boom, they get hit by a tornado during the show. And they lose power and everything. I'm like, dude, you got to something's going after you, bro. You need to go to church. You need to go to this damn Jesus convention that's happening at this Holiday Inn in Baton Rouge off Airline. Oh, nice. I'll be evacuating soon, March 29th. See you there. Yeah, man. See you there, Jacob. It's going to be great, man. I can't wait. It really feels real now. Raging Fighting Championship, their inaugural event. So that's happening here soon. That's going to be a whole hell of a lot of fun. Man, I can't wait. Anywho, so let's get back to it. What's next on the agenda? Let's see. Yeah. McNeese basketball. That's a big deal. You know? We'll talk about March Madness. Nah, screw that. We'll wait on that. We got bigger fish to fry here. Carli Judice. I mean, I was on the phone. I was on the interstate coming back home, and I was talking to somebody, and they're like, "You better turn on your TV. Carli Judice is walking out." I'm like, I knew she was on the car, but I didn't know the car was starting this early, so I had to pull over and get on ESPN and watch. And I tuned in right as like the round was like right as the fight was ending, and she just won. And I'm like, what the hell happened? And I had to go back and rewatch. And I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. Carli Judice. If you haven't seen it now, I believe we have a clip. Yeah, straight up freaking crispy. Carli Judice is telling the whole world what we in South Louisiana have been knowing for years. She's the real deal, and she's dangerous whenever she gets in that cage. I've seen Carla Judice take on the best of the best, and and leave him in shambles. Carly Judice is an absolute pro, and it's about time she gets a fair shot here. She went up there, and I really think the last two fights she had, definitely the last fight she had one. And like we kept saying, Carly's been beaten by the UFC judges multiple times, but nobody's ever beaten her in the cage, and that's a straight up fact. So it was good. It's awesome to see her. Everybody is so happy for her. Like I was talking to Drake Pellegrin that cornered her, and he was like, dude, she's getting pulled in a million different directions right now. And yeah, so happy for Carly, man. It's freaking awesome. Yeah, so I guarantee Dana White, his eyes got big whenever that happened. So, hey, you have a story here. She's from the area that all these legendary fighters have came from in Lafayette, Louisiana, that Acadiana. So what's next? You want to make a story, you want to make it happen. Well, here it is. It's Carly Judice, and so we'll definitely see what happens. We're all happy for her. I believe she got fight of the night bonus as well. If I had that kind of money, I'd go open up a Hunt's Brothers Pizza franchise right now. Yeah, so happy for Carly, man. It's freaking awesome, putting everybody on notice. And finally, like I said, doing what we've always known for years, proving just once again, she bad to the bone. You don't want to mess with her, bro. I mean, like Nevin Driehaus is her brother-in-law. I always tell Devin Driehaus, like, hey, bro, you need to tighten up, bro. I don't want to mess with your sister-in-law. Beat the hell out of somebody. Damon St. Pierre, did you announce the boxing events in Gretna a couple weeks back? Night of upsets. No, I did not. No, I actually did not. Wish him the best of luck. Anyways, so yeah, man, Carly was freaking awesome, and may or may not write this down. Carly Judice may or may not be a guest on the Bryce Boudreaux Show Thursday night. You'll find out soon. Stay tuned to all Bryce Boudreaux Show social media outlets. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see what happens. Like I said, she is the most talked about person in the UFC right now. Most trending topic in the UFC this week is Carly Judice. And something cool might happen Thursday night on the show. Stay tuned. So anyways, man, Carly killing it. Let's move forward. Another topic, ironically, McNeese State University, where Carly Judice actually played softball. How crazy is that? But we're not talking about softball, even though softball and baseball is doing really good right now at McNeese. And so is basketball, because we are about to bring the madness. That's right. McNeese basketball headed to March Madness. I had the honor, man, tuned in. See, I went to the watch party. Yeah, check it out. We went to the March Madness, game announcement watch party. It was a whole hell of a lot of fun. Will Wade came out there and talked a little bit. Thanked the crowd for showing up. It's pretty cool. I was right there by the legendary first student manager to get an NIL deal, Amir Khan. Amir got his NIL deal, the hardest student manager in the world. Shout out. But I was right there, and we went to the watch party. It was a lot of fun. It really was. Sat next to brother Michael Boyer, good dude, small sliders. And we watched the whole damn thing transpire. And we are going to bring the madness to Providence, Rhode Island. The Pokes, if you haven't done this yet, folks, and you're stupid if you haven't done it, your March Madness brackets, if you got money on it, Pokes are going to beat Clemson. It's going to happen. McNeese will beat Clemson. McNeese will be the talked about Cinderella team of 2025. It's going to happen. And we're all here for it. Your boy was here for it. I've been here all alone. I've been a lifelong McNeese basketball fan, and it's finally time, back-to-back, first time in history, McNeese goes to March Madness. This year, we're ready, we're focused, we're not getting screwed. Like last year, they put us up against Gonzaga. Like, dude, like now we got Clemson, who is beatable, even though they are really good. But Clemson also, their assistant coach, his name is Dick Bender. Um, this is real. Clemson's assistant coach is named Dick Bender. His name is Dick Bender. This is Clemson's assistant coach, by the way. Clemson basketball assistant coach Dick Bender. Dick Bender. Um, Dick Bender, Clemson is about as soft as can be whenever you got Dick Bender running the charge. Dick Bender is the name of Clemson's assistant coach. Like, I feel like this is a joke. I feel like this is a joke. I mean, how do you get a job with a name like Dick Bender? Dick Bender, I heard his coaching was so limp it couldn't get up for the win. Heard that about Dick Bender. Um, Dick Bender, assistant coach at Clemson. Reason that Clemson has so much success in basketball right now. Dick Bender, his game is so soft. It's a 2-minute flop. Dick Bender, all thrust, no victory. Typical Dick move. We can go on and on here. I mean, Dick Bender, he screws the team every chance he can get, and he screws the refs. Dick Bender couldn't even finish a game. Dick Bender. We can go on and on and on and on and on and on. This is technically it's a PG show. It is a PG show. So we'll be careful how we word this stuff, But Dick Bender is the assistant coach for Clemson basketball. Dick Bender. How the hell do you have a name like Dick Bender and you're taken seriously? Dick Bender's going to lose against the Pokes, dude. It's all because of Dick Bender. Blame Dick Bender. His name is Dick Bender. I mean, how do you tell Clemson? How does Clemson even reach out to you and say, we want the hardest of the hard, the best of the best. You want the biggest, the best, the greatest. We want Dick Bender as our assistant coach. Dick Bender is the assistant coach for Clemson. And that's that. I mean, so McNeese is going to be your Cinderella team after they beat Dick Bender and the Clemson Tigers. I believe Joey, the hood status guy. You ever seen that guy? Or Joey, where he watches basketball videos, and if like a player throws up a gang sign, he's like, "Hold up, where the are you from, gang?" He's an honorary McNeese fan. He's going to be there at the game, and they're making Dick Bender signs right now. I'll leave this whole Dick Bender conversation. I'll just leave this Dick Bender conversation hanging here. Very soft move, but Dick Bender, he chokes on the plays, gagging the team's chances. Dick Bender, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, moving on. Enough about Dick Bender and the Clemson Tigers. And if you haven't done it yet, put your money. DraftKings, I forget what the odds are, but they're screwing McNeese right now, just like Dick Bender does his whole team. And just like he's going to do his whole team whenever McNeese gets through with them and actually finishes, unlike Dick Bender. We're going to take care of business Thursday night in Providence, Rhode Island, a town that I'm being told has really good Italian food. Shout out everybody tuning in. If you're here, leave a comment. Definitely appreciate it. Um, a little bit of fun there with the Dick Bender gimmick. I didn't expect that to go that long. Dick Bender's not really known for performing very well for a long time. Um, anyways, so yeah, lots of fun, outrageous fun here on the Bryce Boudreaux Show, talking about Dick Bender and McNeese basketball as they're gonna take care of Clemson. Clemson. Did you know that? Did you know that Clemson fans can't say Clemson? They say Clemson. Clemson. Like there's a P. Clemson. Clemson. That's the dumbest thing ever. Will Wade, McNeese head coach, is actually a Clemson alumni, so that'll be a cool little reunion there. Anywho's, yeah, Texas Club. Let's talk about the Texas Club. So I got to announce that Texas Club this past weekend with gloves for Gleason, and I wanted to say before. Hold on one second. Let me get a little sippy sip here. My mouth talking about Dick Bender made my throat dry. Hold on. Anyways, back to talking about Texas Club. Yeah, so went to Texas Club. Those of you that don't know, Texas Club was opened in 1981. It was a disco originally, and then it opened up as the Texas Club. They built their club. It is one of the most famous honky tonks in the entire world. I mean, movies have been filmed there. Commercials have been filmed there. Music videos have been filmed there. If you want to be somebody in the country music world, you most likely got your start from playing a show at the Texas Club. For instance, there was a young cat that wasn't doing stadium shows yet, and he was trying to make his name for himself. He couldn't sell out the Texas Club. What was his name? Garth Brooks. And this was way back in the day, but the bodies were somewhere. Where are the bodies, G? Enough about that dude. Just recently, a few years ago, there was a guy who was about to get big, and he promised the Texas Club one last tour. It's like, I'm gonna add y'all. I want to come to Baton Rouge, play one last show at the Texas Club because my next tour, I'm doing arenas. Came to the Texas Club to do one last show there. He even messaged the owner. I think it was Mark Rogers or Mike. I think it was Mr. Mark Rogers. Mark and Michael Rogers run the Texas Club, the brothers. They said, Mr. Mark, how about instead of coming in just Thursday, I come in Wednesday. We do a surprise show. He did just that. Performed the show Wednesday night, performed the show Thursday night. Right after the show, he went out and he thanked everybody working at the venue. That was the last time he ever played there. His name was Luke Combs. Jason Aldean, Luke Bryant, you name anybody, Toby Keith, it goes so much deeper. Willie Nelson, David Allen Coe, I think has the record for performing there over 30 times. You can name anybody in the country music world, and they've played there. Even rock acts like Atreyu and Coheed and Cambria, Styx, Kansas, Cajun acts, Joel Sonye, Wayne Toops. I think Wayne Toops also holds a record for the most performances at Texas Club. You get the idea. It's a historic place, and it's where stars and names become icons and legends. I got to perform there once again this past weekend. It's always really cool to perform at Texas Club. Look it up. It's a really cool spot. It's a historic venue, and Mr. Mark and Mr. Mike are really cool people. They run the Texas Club, and they've had to deal with a lot of people coming into Baton Rouge trying to put them out of business, but they stood tall for all these years. Shout out. Hold on one second. Here you go. Check it out. This is the world famous Texas Club cups. You get them from the Texas Club. They're a reminder of the old Pat O'Carroll's. Pat O'Carroll's was an old restaurant. 2025. So they make different ones for every year. Pat O'Carroll's was an old bar restaurant where you can get these plastic cups. And they fill it up. And I remember Mr. Mark was like, "You want something to drink?" And I was like, "Sure, give me a Crown and Sprite." And he's like, "That's 4 shots of Crown." And I'm like, "Bro, in here." So it's a mug. I mean, it's about the size of my head. Look, I even have I have one from 2024. They gave me this one last year after performing for Titan Combat. This one like glows in the dark. Really cool. Check it out. And then Murphy's is like their sister bar. And so Murphy's has the same cups. Check it out. Pretty cool. So yeah, everybody was sipping out of their big cups. I got a cup collection. I know Dick Bender has a cup collection. Oh Lord, I apologize. Good God, this Dick Bender guy has got this show going on. Those of you that are just joining, we're talking about a guy named Dick Bender, who is the assistant coach at the University of Clemson. He's their assistant basketball coach, and this dude thinks that he's going to beat McNeese with a name like Dick Bender. Good Lord! So the Dick Bender jokes have been coming hard all show. So we just keep rolling with these Dick Bender jokes. And anyways, so gotta stop. I gotta stop. This is we're gonna get thrown off the air. The FCC, the FFA, the FAA is gonna shut us down. The Federal Aviation Administration is gonna shut us down. We're having a lot of fun. Anyway, so yeah, Texas Club, legendary place. Always good seeing Mr. Mark and Mr. Mike over there at Texas Club. Casey McKenzie, promoter for Titan Combat Championship, works closely with the Texas Club to make a lot of these country music stars their time in Baton Rouge a little bit more hospitable. So never forget, going to Baton Rouge. So, anyway, it's cool. It's cool to talk to everybody. Everybody likes this club. Love them. Anyways, what's the final topic for tonight? Oh yeah, JFK files. Before we move into JFK files, because apparently that's what everybody wants to hear. I have the files right here, and we're gonna release the files live on the Bryce Boudreaux Show here momentarily. Want to give a shout out, everybody. St. Patrick's Day. Shout out if you celebrate. Those who know. The great Crichton leprechaun from Mobile, Alabama. Anybody see the leprechaun? Say yeah. The greatest video ever made. It'll never go old. And like the true story about the leprechaun out there in Mobile, Alabama, that went famous on a St. Patrick's Day years ago in the middle of Crichton, which is an area of Mobile. Apparently, like, it was actually a true story. It was a guy who was a little person, and he put on a leprechaun costume and he climbed up the tree, and he'd sit up in the tree smiling at everybody. And so that's whenever everybody showed up and was like, "We got to take a picture of him." And then it turned into this whole thing where this guy like came out and it was like, "I'm just helping direct traffic. Don't be afraid, y'all. Don't be afraid." He's like, "This is an ancient leprechaun flute that was passed down by my great grandfather. This cast off spells." And the best one, I think, was the guy's like, "I'm gonna give me a backhoe. I'm gonna uproot that tree. I want to know where the gold at. Get me the gold. I want the gold." I agree with that guy. It's one of the greatest videos of all time, man. The legendary Mobile, Alabama leprechaun. This amateur sketch is the greatest news clipping of all time was that leprechaun out there in Mobile, Alabama. St. Patrick's Day. I just never had the reason to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, even though I am a little Irish. I never have really the reason. I'm not a fan of like America celebrating holidays they have nothing to do with. I don't know. Maybe I'm just boring. But like people are all dressed up in green. They got all their green stuff, painting their face green. I'm like, come on, chill out. It's not that. Come on. Mardi Gras, different story, But I don't really have a connect. I mean, if you're Irish, then I guess you can. But I talked to these two old guys from Ireland a couple years ago, and they were like, "Back in Ireland, we would just wake up on a Sunday. We go to church. You went to church on St. Patrick's Day, and then after St. Patrick's Day, you'd have a little supper, and you turn on the football game, and that's like they don't go out and throw down and party. It's a day of holiness, right? And I don't know. St. Patrick's Day is just it's kind of like Valentine's Day to me. Like, come on. It's just another day for people to make money. The Mexican restaurants on Cinco de Mayo, Celtic pubs on St. Patrick's Day. Jacob Pellegrin, why doesn't Dick Bender play poker? Because every time he gets as straight as he folds. These Dick Bender jokes are gonna be great. Shout out everybody at McNeese. We better have some Dick Bender signs up there in Rhode Island if the NCAA doesn't shut us down. I mean, the dude's name is Dick Bender for crying out loud. How the hell do you walk outside? How do you leave your house with a name like Dick Bender? You have no creds. You have no creds. All right, so it's come to that time where if you're just tuning in, we're going to release the JFK files. This is a promise. I have them right here on the we're about to access the records. This is archives.gov.com. They have just been released by the NARA. Is that the National American Rodeo Association? The NARA has released the JFK files. Before we get started with the JFK files here, Michael Boyer, dude, you missed this whole. Oh my God, Boyer's here. Boyer, you missed the whole Dick Bender segment. Boyer, you missed the Dick Bender segment, dude. I went on the whole thing talking about this Dick Bender guy. I mean, how do you leave the house named Dick Bender, bro? I don't know if you've been here this whole time, but we're gonna release the JFK files right here live on the show. This is live, and we're gonna do this. I'm a big fan of the JFK conspiracy. Fun fact, I mean, I recently went to Grassy Knoll finally in Dallas, Texas. I went all the way up to the literal spot that Oswald set up his sniper basket, and which was really just a stack of boxes, and he shot at the president. I was there. I went there. I checked it all out. I didn't believe an ounce of BS the museum tries to tell you, because they try to tell you magic bullet theory. They shove that crap down your throat. It's total BS. And apparently the JFK files, which I have right here, this explains it all. Let's open up file number 1. This is CIA Special Collections released as sanitized. This is something from the 1960s. Andrew K. Rootman. None of this makes any sense. Frame of reference. So this is different people's relationship with John F. Kennedy. Whoa. This doesn't make any sense. I have to say, none of it is redacted. I mean, look, we are getting actual files. I don't know if the FAA is going to shut us down here. Here we go. We have different stories here. Charles Griffin shrimp boat story. Why is this on the JFK files? On the 26th of February, 1964, J.M. Wave learned when Charles Griffin's sons went to Cuba to reclaim the hijacked shrimp boat, Johnny Reb. They found that select items were missing from the boat. I mean, what is going on here? Why is there a shrimp boat involved in the JFK file? Let's flip to the next article here. I don't know what the hell we're talking about a shrimp boat for. This is confidential, approved by someone with the last name George S. Vincent, Guatemala City. Wow. So the JFK files have stretched out to Guatemala. This is what we're reading now. The next thing on the JFK files. I don't know what the hell this even is. Confidential. This is all about Guatemala. Apparently they went to Guatemala. Well, what the hell happened in Dallas? That's what I want to know. Is it true? This is more Cuban stuff. We want to hear about what happened in Dallas, Texas. Secret. 27th of May, 1966. Return to the CIA. Return to sender. What the hell is this crap? Where in this does it talk about what happened in Dallas? I mean, strict need to know basis. I gotta say, I mean, this is pretty interesting stuff. If I knew what the hell's going on here, Just joining in, we're releasing the JFK files live on the Bryce Boudreaux Show. I don't understand what the hell's going on here. None of this makes any sense. Where in this does it say Oswald was not a patsy and Oswald shot JFK? Um, this is all in Spanish. Why? Because it's from Guatemala. Why in the hell? Dude, we are looking at 113 pages of notes. JFK assassination system identification form. Cyrus R. Vance. If you remember Cyrus R. Vance from the JFK movie, wow. This is a psychiatric evaluation of the guy. Colonel Haig. I thought that guy was not real. What happened? Anyways, we could sit here all night and we can decipher what is what on these old ass 1960s papers. But I'll tell you this and I'll tell you that Dick Bender is the head coach, is the assistant coach at Clemson, and McNeese is going to wax him, just like the CIA did to JFK. All right, all right, all right. This show's getting off the rails. All right, come on. I mean, come on. I mean, you're the CIA. I mean, I get it. You know, why would the CIA tell you that they did it? You know, I didn't get anything from it. I think what I need someone who can decipher all this. Let's get AI to look at the JFK files because apparently I'm not smart enough. I mean, if you look into it, I guess you can find something there. But it's just all these different people, like who is who and what is what. I mean, look, I went there. I was there. I went to the school book depository building. I went to the top floor. Excuse me. And you know, I was there and there was this old lady in a wheelchair and she's looking out the window. She's sitting down, of course. And she's looking out the window and she utters the stupidest thing I think I've ever heard in my entire damn life. You want to know what it was? It's just truly incredible that that one bullet did all that damage. What? What? Come on. You got to be kidding me. Yeah, the school book depository museum is definitely worth going to, but don't believe all the BS you see in there. I think the most interesting, I mean, you're going there to see where Oswald shot from, you know, his little sniper basket he set up. That's what you go there to see. But I mean, they just put all this fear into you thinking that JFK was shot by one bullet, shot by one guy. It's a one-man operation and it's total BS. And like they have a whole wall that makes literally people that are thinking with their heads feel like an idiot. And it's just like conspiracy. And it just has a big question mark and it just has all the conspiracies. I'm like, dude, get the hell out of here. This is what happened. Now who was all shooting and where were they shooting from? That's a different story. But I mean, his head went back and to the left, back and to the left. I mean, there's whole sorts of stuff going on there. You know, I think it was really cool. Last time I went to Grassy Knoll, that whole area. Um, uh, I remember like seeing there's a guy driving around in a Cadillac, uh, their little convertible, and he was all decked out like JFK's. It's pretty cool. Cadillac limo. He had it all decked out with the little American flags and everything on it, so you can pay him and he'll give you the tour. Kind of cool. And yeah, so very interesting. Stood right there where Zapruder filmed the Zapruder film, which is the most, you know, I think that's what people need to see is the Zapruder film. If you haven't done it yet, go watch the Zapruder film and come back and see me. We can talk about JFK for the rest of the show because it's a very fascinating thing. It really is. And if you don't want to hear that, then I'm pretty damn sorry. Shout out if you're tuning in. We just released the JFK files on the show, and it's really nothing there. We're going to have to get someone smarter than me to figure this one out because it's just a bunch of typewriter BS. And it's about some dude named Steve in a shrimp boat. And I don't understand any of it. So Bring in Dick Bender, Clemson's assistant coach. Maybe he'll take a look at it. Because apparently he knows everything. I mean, how do you get a job named Dick Bender is my question. Those of you that also don't know, we've revealed that Clemson's assistant coach is Dick Bender. His name is Dick Bender, and you can look this up. This is facts. This is open to the world, just like the JFK files are now open to the world. So look up Dick Bender, and don't look up Dick Bender. Look up Clemson basketball, and you'll find assistant coach Dick Bender. How do you name yourself that? At least say Richard. You don't have to say Dick. Stupid head. Yeah, it ain't hard to figure out. Just like Dick. Yeah, Dick Bender, assistant coach at Clemson. Yeah, so JFK blown away. What else do I have to say? I mean, you know what the hell happened, but how did it happen? That's the question. So I took the ultimate tour. Last time I went, I was there at the Knoll, followed JFK's route around downtown, went by the police station, which you can no longer access. You can no longer go inside the garage. And then even afterwards, went down to where Oswald was living, passed by the Oswald house, followed his walking path in the neighborhood, and then went to the the basketball courts that an officer confronted him, and he shot the officer and ran away, and then threw his gun and his jacket in the dumpster of a gas station, and then went to the theater, which is where they found him at. Went to that theater where they actually screened the Iron Claw for the first time. Went to that theater and went to the back door, which they carried him out of. Yeah. Yeah. JFK. JFK files have been released. If you can decipher them, by all means, go look it up. It's very easy to see. They have been released, so go check it out. I can't figure it out. We're gonna need AI to figure this one out because it's a bunch of old typewriter stuff, and it's just like, okay, get to the good part. Who was where? Where does it say in there? We want Oswald up here. We want this guy here. We want this guy in this storm drain. Because that's a conspiracy. There was a guy in the storm drain shooting up at JFK in the car. There's all kinds of stories there. Rachel Hart's here. What's up, Rachel Hart? Nothing much. Just talking a little JFK files that were just released, and talking about a little Clemson basketball coach Dick Bender. Also talked about some cool stuff tonight. Talked about gloves for Gleason, a very successful event. Talked about St. Patrick's Day and exactly what I think about it. Talked about Carli Judice and the fact that she's got the UFC world on fire right now. And Carli Judice may or may not be a guest on the show on Thursday night. Tune in and find out. Yeah, it's gonna be a whole lot of fun if that does happen. We'll make it happen. What else? Ooh, I've been binge watching Power Slap. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I love Power Slap, and it's my new favorite sport, and I'm going to keep watching the hell out of it. I love the sport, and Justin Bernard does a great job announcing, friend of the show, and it's a great show. It's a great sport. I love the rules. I love everything about Power Slap, people getting slapped, and a lot of old heads don't like it because they're like, it's no skill. It's just permanent brain damage. I'm like, well, okay. So anyways, maybe they'll outlaw Power Slap. Who knows? What do you think about Power Slap? Tell me. Anyways, that looks like that's going to be the end of the show. Before we leave, I want to give a huge shout out to good brother, good friend of the show, a good man, Mr. Vinny Berry. Vinny Berry, the author of great books such as Lance by Chance, The Story of Lance Von Erich, Wrestleville Volume 1, Wrestleville Volume 2, and Black Bart. The story of, God rest his soul, Black Bart, legendary Texas wrestler. Your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler was Black Bart. And it's the story of him. And then, of course, Wrestleville 1 and Wrestleville 2. Did you know I was in a book? Wrestleville Volume 2. Here I am on the back, on the lower corner of Wrestleville Volume 2. That's me right there, wearing the suit. There's a young Bryce Boudreaux. I have a whole chapter in Wrestleville Volume 2 dedicated to me. Wrestleville, it's where wrestling lives, and you can live where wrestling lives if you go to wrestleville.com and pick up your copy of any one of Vinny Berry's books. Just type in spring for 20% off. Promo code spring for 20% off at Russellville.com. It's where wrestling lives. Get your hands on one of these great copies. Vinny Berry, a great, great friend of the Bryce Boudreaux Show. Pick up your copy of any one of his books. And I tell you what, if you pick up a copy of Russellville Volume 2, you bring it to me, I will definitely sign it for you because I am in Russellville Volume 2. Got a whole chapter in that thing. And Vinny Berry did a great job. I still think back and just, yeah, Rachel, we talked about at the beginning of the show. Carli killed it, man. It was awesome. Crispy Carli Judice, beginning of the show, talked about her a lot. She's got the UFC world on fire right now. Everybody's talking about her, so we're really proud of her down here in Louisiana. But you know what? Like what everybody else is talking about, we've been knowing for years. I mean, Carli's Carli. I've seen Carli take on the best of the best and knock them all down. So we've already known this, and the whole world's just finding out. So anyways, if you haven't done it yet, leave your stars. Throw me some stars on Facebook. Send me some super chats on YouTube. We're about to get rolling and get the hell out of here. Nice. From now on, whoever doesn't give Bryce Boudreaux dabs when he announces their name deserves to lose. So, Jacob, that's a really great comment, and I love your enthusiasm. I have to disagree, even though I do appreciate that. It's great. It's good, but a lot of guys don't know who I am. So I get it. A lot of the fighters might not know me. That's really like a lot of my friends that I announce that'll dap me up because it's like, yo, it's kind of cool. It's like, hey, they dap me up. So, I just almost knocked over the whole studio here. But yeah, I like that. That's a good comment. I don't know if they deserve to lose, but I have had fighters act a butt to me, act like a douche. I'm not gonna say who, but I had a fighter one time, like like whenever I announced him, he's like, "That's the wrong gym," and I'm like, "It's the gym you told me," I mean, I'm not gonna lie, whatever. Anyways, folks, I guess we're going to call it short. It's almost 11 o'clock. We've been on for about an hour. Fun episode tonight. We covered it all. We talked about McNeese basketball being a Cinderella. We talked about Clemson's assistant coach, Dick Bender. Whoa, big one. Sean Ordone, best announcer in Southern Hand Slugfest. Brother, I appreciate that. Thank you, Sean. Sadly, no longer with Southern Hand Slugfest. Nothing bad happened. We just went our separate ways. And I totally understand why. I helped Southern Hand Slugfest get off the ground, and they are flying high. And Jesus Christ, whatever that was. I'm sorry I had to hear that. Yeah, they're doing great. Love Ricky, love Hannah, and love the whole gang there at Southern Hand Slugfest. And wish I was still there. God damn it, we had some fun nights and riots in the crowd. Just a whole lot of fun. It really was. Anyways, I appreciate that, Sean. Thank you so much, man. We're gonna get the hell out of here. Appreciate y'all tuning in. If you haven't done it yet, go and follow me all over social media. Boom, 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 boom. Instagram. Fun fact, I changed my Facebook and my Instagram profile picture for the first time in almost 5 years yesterday, and we updated it. Somebody, not gonna say who, but somebody was like, "You need to change that. It doesn't look good. That doesn't even look like you. No, you need to change that." So I changed it, and that's what we have. That's like literally the advice I got, and I was like, okay. So we changed the profile picture. Yeah, no, like legit. I've been trying to change my profile picture for a while, but I just haven't found the right picture. Because to me, there's unwritten rules of profile pictures. And those of you listening, write this down. Rule number 1 for a profile picture for social media: you don't want 2 people in your profile picture, especially if you have a name and it could also be a girl's name, and it's you and your wife or you and your girlfriend. So people are going to think it's a girl, So scratch that. You can't have you and your friend because no one's going to know which one is which. Same thing. You and another person. If it's a friend and everybody knows your friend, or if it's a parent or whatever, or someone or a celebrity, nobody's going to realize who that is. So profile picture needs to be one person, and they should be able to look at your profile and know who you are and what you do based on your profile picture, I think. So you can definitely tell on my profile picture that I am an announcer. And you see a cage behind me, that means I'm in a cage. I'm a cage announcer. So makes sense. So that's it. Changed my profile picture for the first time in years. And legitimately, like, that was what I was told. I was talking to somebody and they were like, no, you have to change your profile picture. It looks terrible. Okay. So I changed it, and this is what we did. No, I've been meaning to change it for a while. That person didn't just, whatever. Any whoosies, I guess we're gonna get the hell out of here. I've been saying that. Follow me everywhere. Go and watch the interview I did on Acadiana Cast with Carter Semino. I had a lot of fun on there. We talked it up, shared a clip tonight. So pretty cool. All kinds of great stories. And really, if you want to know more about me and my career, it's an hour-long listen. Throw it in your AirPods. Listen to it while you're at work or on a drive. I'm really proud of it. And we talk a lot about my career and how I really got started, and a lot of things about me you probably didn't know. So yeah. Anyways, that's it. We're gonna roll out of here, folks. It's getting late. I appreciate everybody watching. I totally forgot. Next show's coming up. Next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. Headed to New Orleans Bike Fest, BFC 73. Heads to New Orleans Bike Fest live from New Orleans Harley Davidson on Airline Highway. This will be a charity event, as proceeds will go to martial arts and combat sports for kids. Witness main event, Merrick Nichols. Nicholas is going to defend his BFC amateur welterweight championship. Apparently, we're trying to find an opponent, so we'll see what happens. Also, debut of former NBA player Paul Carter. Yeah, it's going to be great. Paul Carter been training at West Bank Social Club, so Paul Carter is going to make his BFC debut. So that's going to be a whole hell of a lot of fun. That's going to be fun. Also, the day after, headed to Lafayette, Raging Fighting Championship, RFC1, their inaugural event. All of my people are going to be there. Bon matin, everybody. It's going to be great. Well, bon matin means good morning. My bad. Yeah, so it's going to be great. It's going to be a good night. Great night to be alive. RFC1 going down in Youngsville Sports Complex. Main event, Eric Scallon and Jason Sladen, Street Shark, Easy E, Eric, and Street Shark J. The main event. It's going to be awesome. And then I'm still got something on the cook for the 30th. Just stay tuned. Trying to get some work going in a market that I've always dreamed of performing in, and maybe it'll finally happen. So I think that's everything, folks. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate you. Thanks to everybody that commented and left the laugh react. That was probably whenever we were talking about Dick Bender, one of the assistant coaches at Clemson. I guess this is it. So if you tune in tonight, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We love you. And thank you very much. And yeah, that's it. So, everybody at the Bryce Boudreaux Show. This has been Bryce Boudreaux saying good night. And this is the Bryce Boudreaux Show, because this is my show. I'm Bryce Boudreaux.